Hey there, it's Dusty once again with another story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for not doing anything to prevent my female 35 husband, male 35, from cheating with his work-wifey, female 25? Yeah, ages are OP, female 35, husband, male 35, work-wifey, female 25. For not doing anything to prevent it? What? So wait, he did it, and then he's like, well, you didn't stop me. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know it was my job to stop you from cheating. Keep an NTA in my hand here. So I met the work-wifey last Thursday at the Christmas party. She introduced herself as work-wifey. And she called my husband work-hubby and told that to everybody. When she saw me, she just exclaimed, oh, we're like two totally different people. How weird is that? Not weird at all. We don't know each other. No, I mean because X and I get along so well, we totally get each other and have a lot in common, totally. That's why he's like my work-hubby. I didn't know what a manic pixie dream girl was, but apparently she was one. And apparently it was something to brag about. A manic pixie dream girl? Help me out, chat. Who knows about manic pixie dream girls and what does it mean? I just found the whole thing very amusing, but on our way home, it wasn't very amusing anymore. I felt a little bit of ick watching my husband's profile, wondering what was going on in his head. He has told me about his new colleague that he got along with. He told me she was great at her job and that she was a gamer like him. I don't even know how to hold the joystick properly. Not even sure if it's called a joystick anymore. Ugh, I sound like a boomer, don't I? I was like, joystick? Like Atari? Or are you doing Flight Simulator? What? I haven't played a game with a joystick. I mean, you got thumbsticks for an Xbox controller, but I think Atari. Also, this means, is this sign language for Atari? It's gotta be. I know they text a lot too, even on weekends. I never thought about that before now. I found myself sat on the toilet seat at 3:30 a.m. scrolling through his phone in total silence not to wake him up. She is very youthful and quirky. Her words, not mine. She's very funny too. Again, her words, not mine. She calls him hubs and hubby in every text. And in one text, she warned him that men fell easily for her and that she just wanted to give him the heads up. Ew. I guess it is because she's a youthful, quirky, funny, maniac, pixie, dream girl gamer. Her last text was from the same evening after we left the party. She wrote that she was pissed that he didn't say goodbye before leaving and that it was a bit surprising to her because she didn't expect him to have this type. OMG, your wife is so boring. I didn't expect that. Dude, how have any of these things not been one of these to you, hubby? As a married man, any one of these things would have been okay, I am a married man. Stop. I'm sorry, you're making me a little bit uncomfortable. I'm sorry, we have a strictly work professional relationship. I'm sorry, don't call me hubby. I'm sorry, don't talk about my wife that way. Why am I apologizing? To create a professional boundary. And then you march your ass to HR. HR? Candy Thunder's our HR. I feel like something weird is happening here. It would be handled swiftly. I felt ashamed when I came to my senses. Cowering over his phone and reading weird and very juvenile messages instead of being sound asleep beside my husband. That makes me safe? In our relationship? But I couldn't help but agree with manic wifey in some parts. Why is he continually engaging with her? He doesn't flirt back, nor does he initiate conversations, but he doesn't really shut her down. My husband can be stupid and not noticing flirting, but I feel that this is just beyond being stupid. Does he enjoy the attention, or worse, does he reciprocate it? In that case, she is not wrong in what he is doing with someone like me who is totally different from whatever is going on between them. Today, I had my usual brunch with my mom, aunt, sister, and sister-in-law. They said that I was an asshole for not nipping it in the bud, and by it, they meant the budding affair. I disagreed and tried to explain that I couldn't be in a relationship where I needed to stand guard to keep away temptations. I want a marriage where he is with me because he wants to be with me, and if he cheats, then he doesn't want to be with me. My mother was the one who got most upset and called me a moron and an astronaut and said that this wasn't the mature thing to do. I need to tell my husband to end his friendship because if I didn't, then I let him cheat. How did your mom just make this your fault? What the Ma? Also gives you a little bit of insight into your mom and dad's marriage, does it not? Or maybe the time. Maybe generational, maybe, I don't know. Am I the astronaut? I can't believe what life this is that they want me to lead and how it is so normal for my family to think that way. I want a willing husband, not a prisoner. I want someone who wants me 100% or nothing. There is an edit. Before we get into the edit, let's talk for a second. Him not ending it, putting a stop to it, means that he's at least enjoying getting attention. And I think, Candy Thunder, we've had conversations about this with seeing it kind of happen in outside rings of acquaintances, but people getting themselves into a situation where they receive attention from other people in a professional setting and they enjoy it, so they don't stop it. Well, it snowballs and it ends up really damaging their relationships. So he's an idiot. He's an idiot for not stopping it. He's an idiot for not speaking up and immediately being like, hey, just so you know, this person said this thing to me at work. I am 100% not for it. I told them that. I've created a boundary. If it happens again, I'll go to HR. Like it's him just pretending like it's not happening, but still engaging with her is guilt, is it not? All right, here's the edit. So thank you all. It has been a rough few days, but after today's interaction between my husband and maniac pixie whatever, yes, I snooped again, I feel calmer. I've decided not to speak to him about it, at least not now. Here's what I found in his text messages to her. Well, she asked why he was ignoring her this weekend and if it was because I made him, because wives are usually jealous of me once they meet me. She asked if I talked about her at all, and my husband seemed genuinely surprised and said that I didn't talk about her or the party at all because we left early. She called me boring again, and he said that this was the second time she disrespected me, and that he didn't appreciate it, but thought she was joking the first time. Oh? Might we be turning the corner here, hubby? Then she again told him that she didn't think we were a good fit and was surprised to see how I was because we didn't seem to have a lot in common, and she talked about gaming and music. He said it was shallow-minded to believe having the same superficial interest equals having a lot in common, and laughed. She called me boring again, and he said that she was great at her work and all, but that she shouldn't text him privately again. He stopped answering afterwards. So here's the question for you. There's another paragraph here, but I'm curious. Doing the right thing after not doing the right thing for so long, is he good? Or is he still an idiot for letting it drag on so long? He eventually drew the line. What if he eventually drew the line because he thought she was onto something? Maybe he had a reason to think she was snooping. Maybe she put his phone back in a different position. Maybe she left it unlocked on something. Maybe. I don't know. The fact that he let it go on this long makes me think you have to ask those questions. You have to. Maybe I've made it out to be bigger than it was in my head. That's what she said. Anyway, I will not snoop again, and I will not confront him about it. I will, however, tell my husband that I didn't like his colleague. Maybe not now, though. We have this week left, and then we are having 2 weeks off that we've been looking forward to spending together, and I want to enjoy the holidays with my husband. Not talking about stupid and insignificant people. There it is. That's the end. Holy shite, did mother-in-law talk to him? Oh no! OP's mom could have called him or messaged him or something. OP had a confidential meeting about this, but there were still people there who knew. And we cannot ignore those outside sources of potential influence here. Candy Thunder says, quit shitting on my silver lining. Hey, you know what? I'm just saying, it's sus the fact that he did the right thing so late and after serendipitously she told a few people. Or maybe he found the effing Reddit post. You know what I mean? You didn't get cheater vibes because he didn't flirt back or initiate conversations? You know what? Come on up. Come on up, Tater. Ladies and gentlemen, once again tonight we have Tater Thunder.
Maybe I'm just being optimistic wildly, but I didn't get the vibes that he had cheated or had done something wrong because she said he didn't engage. He said he didn't engage in the conversation. He never started the conversation. If he's not starting the conversation with her, then he's not thinking of her unless a text message pops up on his phone. That's what I saw in it. He should have shut it down before it ever got that, and I do believe that. But I feel like I just didn't get that vibe. I felt like she didn't say anything, and I totally understand where she's coming from. If she was to tell her husband, you can't be friends with her, like she walked a very fine line, and I think it worked out in her favor. That's how I saw it. I understand what she's saying. I don't want someone who's with me because I tucked his penis away. I want someone who's with me because they want to be with me, and they're going to shut anyone down who isn't me. Sure,
talking about peens a lot tonight, Tater.
Well, what are you going to do?
Well.
Talking about wieners all the time. Sorry.
Barry, would he have been honest if she didn't find out? That's my question, and we have to question it now. Yes,
I don't want to question it.
I understand.
I need
agree
a good story.
With a lot of people here that he could just be naive, and that is a very dude thing to do.
Right.
Like we are, I say we, but we dudes are pretty dumb when it comes to like people trying to send out vibes to us. There's a lot of stuff that we just don't see and don't receive as flirting.
I think the like male to female like signals can get messed up. But his wife picked up on exactly what she was immediately. So like the female to female signal that she was giving off was very invasive and bitchy and like, I'm here to piss on your territory kind of vibe. And that's, in my opinion, one of the worst things you can do as like female to female. I don't know. This type of person pisses me off very badly. Like it's just it's an entitled, like, I don't care who I have to stomp on to get what I want. Like I really dislike this type of person.
And also the fact that she was like,
so maybe that's why I want it to be happy is what I was going to say.
People tend to fall for me and wives tend to hate me.
Right.
Okay. You have to have created that situation at least 3 times before you can say tend to.
Right.
Okay. So at the ripe age of 25, you're telling me that she's caused problems in marriages thrice.
Right.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't, she doesn't respect boundaries. And boundaries, walking up to someone's wife and acting like you know their husband more than them is a surefire way to get your ass kicked. I'm not kidding. Like, I think that's, if anything, that's a surefire way to put, like, that's why she was asking if the wife was on edge. So maybe she has done this before. I just really dislike this type of person. So I wanted him to shut her down and it be done. And I don't want him to have cheated with this type of person because I need a happy story.
I'm not saying that he did. I'm just saying it's more suspicious that it took him so long. And there's some serendipitous timing there that makes it extra sus.
And I think it's because she said shitty stuff about his wife. And I think that was the straw for him. Yeah. Like that crossed the line.
You have disrespected my wife thrice. You shall not message me again.
But she does seem like the type of person to have done this before based on what she said, how she acts, the brazen balls that she's got on her. I'll talk about balls
brazen balls
and wieners, like all of it. But you know, sometimes I don't know what comes out of my mouth. And I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like it, brother. I don't like people that act like this, men or women.
So Barnyard, I do agree. There's desperation oozing off of her. Oozing?
There you go. Desperation.
I do think that this...
Wonder Woman said she's following her home wrecking playbook. And I think that's 100% accurate.
Page 3.
Shit on wife.
Yes. Call wife boring.
Yeah.
Call her plain. I do think overconfidence that she's displaying is not authentic. I think that comes from a place of insecurity.
Oh, for sure.
And so does... the whole trying to steal someone else's partner comes from a place of insecurity as well. So she's just screaming insecurity. The whole tend to thing, I'm calling bullshit on. This is her first encounter. She's trying. She's been a pick-me forever. And this is just the latest iteration.
Right.
But she says the same thing every time. She's built up this fantasy in her mind that everybody wants to leave their spouse for her. Honey, if that were the case, you wouldn't be saying those things. You wouldn't have to say those things.
I just don't like the term pick me, but I mean, it if the shoe fits, and it clearly does in this situation.
If the pick fits.
Yeah. If the pixie fits. I thought when I was reading this, I didn't know that was like an actual thing. I thought she had just like a little pixie cut or something. I'm old. I don't know. That's all I got.
Well, yeah, it's it was the specificity of the name. I'm like, okay, that's a real thing. We got to figure out what it is. We got to figure it out. The question was, am I the astronaut for not doing anything to prevent? No. And I do want to address one more thing in here. You shouldn't have to. And I developed this mantra a long time ago that I think I wasted some energy early on in my life being jealous. And I decided at a certain point that I would never be jealous again. And it was because I married Tater. It was because it was kind of at a moment where I was like, okay, if somebody wants to be with me, they'll be with me. If somebody doesn't want to be with me, they won't be with me. And their actions will prove it either way. And here we are. But I think you have to make that decision as a person at some point to not be that. And I agree with you, OP. The fact that your mother is trying to cram this worldview down your throat that no, you have to constantly keep them in line or they will stray. They're men. They will do that. No, it's not. That's not an okay thing for anybody to do, man, woman, or otherwise. It's not an okay thing. And if they can't control themselves on their own, then they're choosing not to be with you. It's that simple.